rising, the dawn of a new day. It's been a wild year right out of the box. Oh, yeah. And you're going to have to look for these signs, these glitches that are happening. These are the confirmations that the reality that you're experiencing, the broadcast, we're picking up on a new broadcast. Did you know this? I would say this moment right now is reorganization. Reorganization. We were in very volatile energies last year, continuing going on into this year. And, like those that are watching this channel, my friend made a comment to me. He's on this journey, awake and aware of what's going on. And, what he said to me really, it just hits the nail on the head. Those that have been tracking the Schumann resonance as well. And he goes, he writes to me, felt good for 2 days and then and then back to the gloom and feeling off. So I want everyone to think of your reality broadcast, and just like Tesla, when you think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, and that radio station, however you want to think about it, the age of Pisces and the age of Aquarius, and we're moving forward in life, and in this time period, you're picking up on both stations, and a couple of days you're feeling the good station pick up, and then you go maybe back to the old station, the old feelings, the old vibrations. But we're constantly moving forward, and we're going to pick up more and more of that good vibration, kid. So that's what a lot of us are feeling right now. When we look at the Schumann resonance, we see a 2.5 hour blackout. These little glitches in life, the void, and you could get lost in the void. You could get lost in the void. So during these times, and this is really a very pivotal month. The first. This is a 1 year, a year of new beginnings. And I teach people that you have to realize this. I had to realize this. Just had a long conversation with someone, and I was telling her, I didn't know these things 7 years ago. She was a little skeptical of certain things. I said, I didn't know about these things years ago. But over the course of time, you start to realize all these things. And when you see life from a higher vantage point, this is the 1 year, and this is the new beginnings, and you're going to realize that you have always been. It's actually not a niche, I'm into manifestation. We are always manifesting all the time. And those that are able to focus their attention this year, you want to make this the best year of your life, you're going to click subscribe. I appreciate it. We're live right now. If you could put a like on this video, it allows others to stumble across this podcast today. Maybe you hear me on YouTube Music in the car. Certain things that we're feeling, I'm going to talk about rejecting the matrix lifestyle, the driving force. Your mindset has changed, and what you need to do, there are certain things in life you must absolutely reject. And if you don't, free will is the law of the universe. If you don't reject these things, they're going to keep popping up. And all you got to do is not give it. Here it comes. I know it's difficult for some people to do. You got to not give it your attention. That's how we actually ignore it. We're ignoring these things. We're not giving it our attention any longer. Attention is the currency of the universe. Okay. So every time you're giving, things pop up in the outer world. The reality is not real. You are real. How you doing? That heart, that I am, that's in that heart. That's the only thing that's real. And when these things pop up, some people remember the chatter, the chatter guy, right? That's the inner talk. These things that pop up, you just got to ignore it. It's like it's not, and then it just goes away. Where'd he go? That's they go. There's things in life. It could pop up in your work. It could pop up when if you're people in your life, and you don't want it part of your life anymore. I used to joke around years ago. I said when the apocalypse happens, and the roar and the monsters outside, I'd be the guy that goes outside and just looks at it out the door and then close the door and just go back to sleep. Okay, maybe that's you. That's literally what you have to do. Okay, just just close the door and go back to sleep. All right. And when you don't give it your attention, it's very true. When you don't give it your attention, it just goes away. And I get it as well. And I struggle with these things as well. But over the course, and I'm able to share from firsthand experience. This is how we actually learn the truth in life. When I set back and I say, all the times that I did X, Y, or Z, and I said, it always went away when I stopped giving it any attention. So last year was a very, very difficult year for the soul's growth. Dark Night of the Soul. Watch the video if you didn't watch it. Okay. Otto, you're nonsense. It's good to see a troll. I love the trolls. I love to give trolls attention. Okay. But as I was saying years ago, the unenlightened man, I like to play this out. Okay. The unenlightened man, but maybe you're going to expand your consciousness, Otto, and you're going to be a real man. You're going to get out of your mother's basement. Make sure when you be a big man on social media, for the beta males that are out there, make sure you put a crystal clear picture of your face. Okay, I lead real men. Okay, so when you go out in the world, and just because your brain can't fathom the quantum, okay, doesn't allow you to be a beta male. Okay, and I do this for other content creators. See, your Uncle Mike doesn't care. I lead the charge for all the content creators that actually are creating, and they're not in their mother's basement, and they're not hiding behind a no picture. Okay, it's really easy to do these things, but what it's hard to do is be a man like I am. I put my face up on a billboard. Okay, I do it the Goggins way, and I let the whole world judge. Okay, so that's how it's done. Okay. I summoned the troll. So years ago, I would say, you get, because I was a nice guy. So what we're learning, I actually had a very powerful message to deliver today, and I shared it. I said yesterday, I recorded it already, and then this glitch happened. So that's why in this journey, all right, you have to be very flexible. Brandy writes, school them, okay? Mr. Archangel is here, and class is in session. Daddy's home. Okay. So, listen, and again, it's always a loop. It's always the same thing. What we need to do, what this energy is doing right now, is a great sorting. So we need leaders to rise. It's always the same thing. So if you are a successful man, you will never see a successful person trolling in the comment section of, I'm too busy creating, building, teaching. Know them by their fruits. It's a biblical time. Everyone is on social media. Everyone thinks they know, but they don't. So you, the person that's getting this message, when I say get your clairs up, you have to, because it's very easy for the low-hanging fruit to squawk and complain, bitch and complain. You know what goes on. So this is the mindset. This is the driving force. You, the person that's getting this message, with a very strong sense, you must reject the matrix today, right? We have to reject it. And we have to become so powerful that all that stuff, so like if you could see a little Otto pops up in the, ooh, this is nonsense. Ooh. Okay, so what happens is you become so strong. You created a constructive interference wave that all these little things of the past, it cannot exist anymore. Do you understand what's happening? This is actually called a constructive interference wave in science. So as this wave is picking up right now, it's a massive tsunami wave. And there is going to be a rejection of both sides, okay? The truth or the truth, the Christ or the Antichrist, okay? A lot of people, when they heard those terms, they thought it was a person, but it's actually a consciousness. And people in the world right now, it is a frequency. That's why when you see these timeline splits, that's what the rapture, I did a very powerful video on this years ago, that this is what the rapture was all about. Didn't mean that people were going to float up into the sky, but there are people living in two worlds right now. Did you wake up to this? There's people that are like walking right next to each other and they're living in a different world. Look at that, 144 right on cue. So a lot of the things that are going on, it's not really so much a supernatural. It's actually basic frequencies that are in dissonance and the ways of life. Okay, it is a natural sorting. So when I speak words and you get triggered, that's cool. Okay, and I don't have to. Yesterday's video is exploding. If you didn't see that, I broke out the diagram and I showed you on the diagram. So there are people right now that are getting back to nature. They're getting back to unconditional love. And then there's people that cannot exit the rational brain filled of subconscious programs that they are operating from an NPC level. So if you are a person, maybe Otto could make his way through it. Okay, everyone loves this channel. This guy's so real. So maybe we are live. So maybe you're a person, you are a creator, and you're going to move forward with your life in creator mode, or you're in NPC mode, and you allow the stuff in the subconscious that it cannot be on TV, and you get these things, and that's how you're actually living your life. Non-playable character, Shelley Bell, because you're not able to do anything but the subconscious programs. If it's not on TV, if it's not on the news, then it's not real in that brain. But then there's a group of people that are actually creating the world. If you're a woman that's out there, how you doing, Divine Feminine? Are you focused on men that are teaching you, are leading you, or just doing the matrix? There's got to come up a time, right? Heart chakras are popping open. I did it yesterday. Okay, you watched that full video. Okay, they're popping open. So everything has to get into alignment. True love, right? Love is a driving force. Okay, I actually wrote it down. The driving force is activated now. The driving force. Close to 2 years ago on this channel, I did a very powerful chat, and it was called Beyond Motivated, Driven. Motivation is cool. Motivation could be cool for a New Year's resolution, right? As we're in the beginning of this year, and you might be motivated, but if you're not driven, your gym membership is you're just going to be paying the bill. You won't show up in the gym. You won't do it. A lot of people in life, they get triggered because you can't do it. You got to put your foot down. You have to be a light warrior. You have to be See, I'm a warrior, bro. You can't do the low-hanging fruit anymore. That was a good one. You're going to have a lot of tenseness. So my spine, I feel like I am in a spiral right now. My body is like all, and you might feel this coursing through your body. So when we go through these massive, energies, timeline jumps, you actually might feel like you're bashed apart on the inside. Okay, and yeah, and I'm reading the chat right now. When you have these glitches in the Schumann resonance, the spikes, some people will be awake all night long, or some people will pass out cold, depending on your situation. But what we need to focus on, here it comes. Energy is the ability to cause change, and we could detect energy's presence by noticing the change. Okay. And everyone is on their path. Some people's palates are changing, what they're eating, what resonates with you. And one of the things for me is intermittent fasting. And what that allows me to do, as I am an active individual that also goes in the sauna. I read someone is going in the sauna today. I'll maybe visit that sauna today. But you really want to tap into autophagy, because those old cells, the old frequency, you hold a lot of cellular traumas. We hold these densities inside of ourselves. There's people that are tuned into this, and that every 7 years, which has been said, you will replicate all of your cells. So 7 years ago, all of the cells of your body are brand new. All right, but we are in an accelerated state right now where you might be doing this in 3 years. And you might be called to intermittent fast. Amy Sunshine Ray writes 17-hour fast daily. And remember, if you're hearing this, it's actually not hard, because when you connect it, you just have to be strategic with your meal, and it's basically not eating breakfast anymore. I have some black coffee here. I haven't eaten breakfast. Sometimes I eat breakfast. It depends. Sometimes, the parents come to visit, or I visit them. I don't go to the gym. All right. And again, I am at a place in my life where I don't have to be so regimented with it. Okay. I have a full video on the channel page, 100 Days to Christ. You should check it out. All right. And there was 100 days in my life. It was actually more than 100 days. I actually went to 150, where I went through that detoxification process. You could watch my full video, How to Reset Your Body for Optimal Health. These are the things that I actually did. Real actual evidence. And I was talking to someone, and she said, "Well, I don't really make the 17-hour window. I only do like 14 or 15." And I said, "Well, just because and this is the problem in the world." I'm going to drop a very big truth bomb right here. So I really appreciate if you could click the like button so people hear the truth. All right, there's people that have their way. All right, and I said to her, "Well, I get that they say you got to hit 17 hours." But maybe for your body, maybe for you, the 15 hours is enough. You don't have to be so hard on yourself. What an interesting concept. What an interesting concept. Hey, maybe not everyone has to eat a certain way or do a certain thing. I could reflect on my life and see the things, and I do have my coffee and supplements in the morning, but I could see the long-term effects of my lifestyle. That's the real actual answer, not living like a robot, like I must reach. And if you eat the food at 16 hours and 58 minutes, you're going to throw the whole thing away. So in our life, we want to, whatever it is, whatever your modality is, I walk on the beach for grounding, but it doesn't mean that you could walk in the mountain, on the grass, in the park. It's what is the modality for you. For me, I clearly see a difference when I'm at the beach versus anything else. I am also a water sign. Okay, are the Cancers in the chat? All right. So according according to what resonates with you, you could move forward and do these things. And don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be hard. Some people in life, they go on a spiritual awakening journey. They get into, what's up, Cosmic Jared? Okay. The balance, right? You don't be so hard on yourself, especially during this time period. I know when the energy, I know I could be more shredded. Oh, bro, I'm so shredded. I could be more shredded if I maybe ate no carbs for a while. But especially when these energies go high, also with solar flares, I like to eat potatoes. Grounds you. White potatoes. I like to eat sourdough bread. Do you see how I'm not so hard on because there's people out there that life is actually about having fun. So I know in the lens of life, you know, I could be more shredded kid if I ate, you know, no carbs for a while, but it's actually more important for me to be grounded because everyone is dealing with high intensity right now. And this channel, this message today is going to help guide you as we are crossing the bridge of incidents right now. It's very intense. Are you feeling intense? You could hit the lightning bolts in the chat. So this frequency of the Schumann resonance is really, it's getting us into the now moment. I have said it for years. I will teach it forever. It is always the now moment. Apollo Creed was right. There is no tomorrow. It's the answer. Anything in my life, so your life, the quantum shift is always a decision. It's always instantaneous. However, you, the person that's getting this, I'm scared or I'm afraid, and I'm just sitting here and I'm festering with it, and it might take you months to finally do something that takes 1 second. The quantum shift is a moment. It's a decision, and it's never going to change. It's never going to change. And you could fester with these things until you get on that plane and move, until you text that boy, until you go back and talk to that girl, whatever it might be. Until you reach that moment where you put your foot down and say, I'm not going to live in fear anymore. That's the quantum shift. Poet 114 Records, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm very grateful for the support. Love you, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you. I have a different setup with the mic today. How's the sound? Do you hear me on YouTube Music? Belief and focus. So what are we looking at right now? We're going through a transitional state. We're crossing the bridge of incidents as a society, as a community. And this is so we are focused on our belief and focus. You might believe and you're lying to yourself. Oh, I have to live so small. Hey, remember the guy Otto that came into the live show? Are you still there, bro? Let me know. Let me know. Are you there? So he might have beliefs in it that he's got to be so small, or I have to be a victim of my circumstances. These are the inner chats in our brain, and what I'm here to do is to eradicate these things. To remind you, all I'm doing is remind you. You could complain about it. You could say, this is nonsense. That's cool. You could do that. I got to move forward with my life. I have to build a kingdom for my family, for my community. That's what I have to do as a man. I have to get up every day. I have to think. I got to sit down with God. I'm going to sit down for an hour today. I'm going to walk on the beach. I'm going to say, how am I restructuring this? How am I building a kingdom for my family, for my community as a man? That's what I do. Click the like button if you love that. Do you love that? You click the like button. Okay? So that's what we have to do. So your belief, and now I'm focused. Do you see I'm focused? A lot of men in this world, they're not focused. You're getting distracted on Instagram. You're getting distracted on OF, right? You're getting triggered. You got to do better, kid. You got to do better today. All right? A lot of women are lost, right? You're too concerned getting the attention on Instagram, on OF. This is the biblical time period that you learned about. We're in it right now. I see it. I watch it. And as I shared out on the beach, there is a massive free will decision. It is you take the free will decision. And if that decision cannot be made, this is why we're seeing the things that we see. You will choose fear or unconditional love, period, the end. It's a free will choice. What do you choose? I don't know the answer. All I'm responsible for is me and what I do on a daily basis. I don't have to care about anything else, right? This is an internal shift. When you realize, this is the quantum shift. You have to realize the king that you are. You have to realize the queen that you are. And now we are rejecting past circumstances, limiting beliefs. Don't get triggered. You'll be able to do it. This is a time period of second chances. I see this play out because I sit back. Yeah, I'm telling you, I mean, when you sit in isolation for a sustained period of time, you do get to see things in the reality. I see the cyclical motion that we went through from 2025 into 2026. So many things are popping up, but it's a second chance. So anyone that's getting this message today, you have a second chance for things. And throughout this month that we're in right now, it's a potent month. A lot of times the year, there's not much going on, but at an energetic level. And for the people that say, there's people out there, they troll me for years. They said nothing happened. Nothing happened? Nothing happened in this world since 2020. So a lot of people are totally numb to or they have a fantasy in the world, or maybe they think that a magical unicorn, oh, there he is. He's coming down from the heavens to save us. Or the mothership. If it's not look at the mothership in the sky. And if it's anything that's not of that, let me just, I have to get through this right now. There's no other time but the now moment, okay? Every time I'm live, these things happen, but I got to let them in a minute. This is a time of second chances, right? A lot of people love the realness of the channel. It could be all day long. A lot of people see these things and all these. So this is actually what's happening in our life right now. So we're at a convergence of many moving parts all at once. We're in like what's called the bottleneck of time. And when all these moving parts all at once, it's difficult. So I have to leave and then like reassess, and I have to get back to where I am. So when we look at the Schumann resonance over the past few days, and we see the constant glitches, and when those constant glitch and you constantly go back, and then you have to go back to where you are. So my attention is the currency of the universe. My attention gets pulled off. I have to find a way to pull my attention to get back to the task at hand. So at any moment in life, when you are going through this, we are seeing time and time again, the outer world, all of the different experiences that you're having, we have to be masters at it, awakening love-free yourself. We constantly have to get back and focus on our North Star. We have to focus on our target. And, just like if I'm live on the air, and I usually go 45 minutes, we might go a little less today. But I have to go through all the ups and downs, and this is our life. I can't stop the live stream, whatever it is. It is. A lot of people love authenticity. Well, guess what? This is the way of the world right now. And on your journey, you have to go through the ups and downs. You're going to have to go through the things that are distraction, because all these different moving parts have to occur in order to get to your final destination. And if you are in the now moment, you find the treasures. God actually gives us treasures. So when I have shared about the quantum events, sometimes in life we are given hardships, or we're giving things that are tough. But what we're doing is we are transmuting or taking something out of it. So like, even though it's a distraction and a bad timing that this happened while I'm live right now, it gives me the opportunity to teach a real life lesson about what's actually going on. And people need to see this as well. So you have to recalibrate. And even though things are running in the background, that's the subconscious brain. So when you reject the circumstances that you see in the outer world, you have to reject the circumstances that you see in the outer world. And then you are only focused on the embodiment of who you truthfully are. What is the driving force? And you will see these glitches and reorganization. So what this really is, this is a time period right now. We go through the timeline jump. This is a time period of reorganization, second chances. You were not ready last year in 2025. And again, we have to be honest with ourselves. How much did you learn? A lot of at a physical level, a lot of things didn't happen last year. But what happened was more important. It happened at an energetic level. It happened at an embodiment level. And sometimes in our life, everything has to, be taken away. Then you have to sit with it. And God is going to reveal the truth to you. And when you get that second chance, now it's in alignment, because there's different moving parts. And again, at first glance, you want these things to be, up and running and going the right way. But there has to be a recalibration that occurs. And until that recalibration occurs, can you drive your car and never change the oil? You wouldn't do that. Got to get in alignment, wheel alignment. It's off track. You hit the pot. You have been hitting potholes for a long time. When are they paving those streets? I've seen a lot of weird. The land is changing a lot. You ever drive down the street? And then you don't see it for a while. And then you see this street and you say, wow, look how much the land has changed. Okay. So there's a lot of movement of the earth right now at a higher rate. Living in alignment is imperative. And you will see the difference. And you will feel the difference. And that's really what this whole process is about. It's really about feeling the process. And you'll feel your way through. So I appreciate each and every one of you. You got to change the oil. Absolutely. I want you to really focus on what we are experiencing, what we're experiencing in the outer world. We see the evidence in the Schumann resonance. Okay. And these are the ups and downs that we all are going through. Know that these changes or occurrences that we are dealing with. They must happen. We must go through it. We are always manifesting all of the time. So ride the highs, ride the lows, know what your North Star is, know what's important in your life. And yeah, I mean, last year was a massive earthquake. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm gonna get off now, and appreciate the like, the comment, the share. Okay, well, there'll be more posts on Facebook throughout the day. We have a brand new video up on Patreon. The link is in the description if anyone wants to see that very raw video that I left there. And utilize the hashtag OurEverydayLives. We have TikTok, and I think that every day that passes, we literally do get closer and we pick up that frequency a little bit more. So I'm going to end the live stream here. I got to get going, and I love you guys, and click subscribe. Sometimes I come back for a second video later in the day. So I love you guys very much, and take care. Bye-bye for now.